सटकी बटकी फूटी मटकी चारे बाजू पानी.
The concept of sustainable development emerged in the 1980s in response to growing global recognition of the interrelatedness of critical socio-economic and environmental challenges facing the world. In 1992, the Earth Summit identified education as a cross-cutting issue and a key determinant of the success of Agenda 21. However, the decision of the United Nations General Assembly to formally proclaim 2005 to 2014 as the UN Decade of Education for Sustainable Development is a clear recognition of the fact that education and learning lie at the core of a more sustainable future. The proclamation seeks to galvanize education into a dynamic process that not only designs, but is designed by the ideal vision of sustainable development.
At the heart of the Decade of Education for Sustainable Development is a simple idea with complex implications, namely, after being taught over past centuries to live unsustainably, we now have to learn to live sustainably. And the greatest part of this challenge, I believe, is to learn the lessons of interdependence.
First of all, to understand, well, what is sustainable development? What's going on here when we talk about this?
What does sustainable development really mean?
We want to respond to the needs of all, the basic needs of all, in co-evolution with nature, with that what is available.
Sustainable development, it is a way that we can maintain a society that does not use itself up too fast.
We realise that sustainable development now is a concept that crosses all the sectors. So no longer is it something that is just relevant to environment, but it's a concept that is actually relevant to all areas of society. So for me, sustainable development is a process. It's not an end point. It's something that I don't think we'll ever actually know, but it's a process we need to engage in, and in many ways it's a learning journey or a learning process.
Sustainable development is development that is appropriate to cultures, development that people can relate to, that doesn't change what they are, but it allows them to develop into being something better.
We want to teach or to learn that sustainable development is, if you do something, you should know that it will affect somebody else somewhere in time and somewhere in a geographical way. So it's more a three-dimensional way of looking at it.
We have a development policy in our country called the Middle Path, where we see that the development itself is not everything. I think development should be step by step. It should be very cautiously moved forward.
So sustainability is actually having something for the future. So I mean, we're doing not just because we're living now. So everything is actually borrowed from our children. Well, and not really from my children, but from our children. So everything is borrowed. So we have to sustain everything for everyone else.